What are we gonna do when we get back?
What are we gonna do when we get back?
I take a shower and hit the rack.
Take a shower and hit the rack.
And no way.
No way.
Gotta run.
Gotta run.
TT.
TT.
Oh, lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
Hello, right on the yard.
Hello, right layup.
A lefty, right on the yard.
A lefty, right layup.
Oh, right layup.
Oh, right layup.
Left, right layup.
Left, right layup.
Hello, right on the yard.
Hello, right layup.
I love the double time.
I love the double time.
Hi everybody, I'm Dominic Esposito, the Drill Instructor, and I want to just thank you so much for joining me here. I want to go ahead and give you an overview of how to use and practice drills with the new M1A1, including the XT shaft and the performance playing shaft. So a couple of things I'm going to cover with you. Number one, using the XT shaft, this is a radial pin. It is a 30-inch butt. It does have a very high weight bolt chamber built inside, and it can be weighted to any weight of your personal choice. The most amazing things about the M1A1, number one, it's going to help you specifically to determine if in fact you have the ability to see center ball. And that's probably why you do have your M1A1, especially because since we know 9 out of 10 players really can't see the center of the cue ball at center, the key here is to have some type of a training device that will help correct that alignment and give you the ability to see perfect center ball. So the XT shaft, and XT standing for the word Extreme Trainer, the Extreme Trainer is designed to create a very high deflection reaction if you do anything off the center line of the cue ball, whether we're top, middle, or bottom, to any degree of up to 3 tips, top or bottom. Once you've done that, the cue ball will automatically spring off to the side. So if you're even remotely, and I'm going to show you just an exact example of what this cue can do. So if I'm going to be just exactly 1.5 diamonds, I'm going to put 3 tips of English, and I'm actually aiming right at the 9 ball, and it will miss it entirely. So the extreme deflection you're well aware of. The key is that you want to have the ability to be able to shoot, use your shot, and be able to shoot the ball effectively with a perfect center stroke. If you don't have a center stroke, you will miss. So one of the key drills I want you to get started with is I want you to be able to go ahead taking an object ball from 2 diamonds up and 1 diamond in, and you might actually go ahead and put a chalk mark on the table and start from there. And then with that in mind, maybe take your playing cue, put it in a straight line, and begin to use that chalk marker and mark it down about every 1 diamond all the way down the table. And then at this point, I would suggest you're going to begin to work with a stack of balls, and starting from 1 diamond, begin to pocket that series of balls, and then move the cue back another diamond, and back another diamond, and back. Now in each of these sequences, you're going to work with center ball, 1 tip above, 2 tips above, 3 tips above, and then the same with draw from 1 below, 2, and 3 below. Now the reality is that even though most players who cannot see center ball, they will have more difficulty with draw with center ball. So therefore, the players who do have the ability to hit center ball from center and above, you may experience a little more difficulty when you actually get to the bottom of the ball. There is an illusion with bottom curving of the ball that can create a difficulty. So with that in mind, you begin your straight on shot, and you begin to watch very clearly so that if you take this shot here and you see that that 5 ball moves to the left, obviously you have shot to the left of the cue ball, deflecting it to the right. When it deflected to the right, it shot the ball to the left. So you're going to be able to need to make some certain adjustments for that. Using the Pro English Trainer is also going to be extremely effective. You go to the website at thedrillinstructor.us and you get a Pro English Trainer, okay? In the meantime, the next set of drills is where we begin to actually work on cut shots. I want you to start with a very small and simple variation of a cut shot. And basically, every time you move the object ball a half a diamond, move the cue ball a full diamond, move a half a diamond, move the cue ball a full diamond, again, a half a diamond, a full diamond, all the way until you're at the middle of the table, and you're going to have a full reaching cut. Do this to the left side, to the right side, and it's going to be using anywhere up the center line of the cue ball. Now we're going to see that we can see our cut shots using 1, 2, and 3 tips above center, 1, 2, and 3 tips below center. Once you become very proficient with pocketing the balls with your XT shaft, when you convert back to your regular playing shaft on your personal cue, it's going to give you a tremendous increase in your skill in pocketing balls. And it does come with a high performance playing shaft. Now this high performance playing shaft at this point is going to play like a regular custom shaft, and you will have the ability to work with it, working with a medium Tiger Everest tip. It's got a threaded ferrule, it's got a beautiful maple shaft with a pro taper, and now you're going to begin to do your same drills with your long straightened shots, also with your cut shots, and you're going to see a tremendous proficiency in what you've done there, okay?
Hello, right on there, y'all. I love the double time.
Okay, this, the bank rail angle calculator. Some of you have this, you pull it out. You already are familiar with the bank rail angle calculator series, giving you the lines for the proficiency for 1, 2, and 3 rail kicking, as well as your 30-degree line and your 90-degree line for your caroms. The beauty of what's happening here with the BRAC, according to certain league systems or potentially tournament regulations, they don't necessarily want you using a device that you're going to pull out and look at the table and instantly see the contact point on a rail for making your shots. Many of the rules basically say you can only use your cue or you can only use your hands to try and determine your measurements. Well, that's not going to be a problem anymore, because what I've done for you on the M1A1 is I've put the entire BRAC system on the handle. It works like this. As you notice this beautiful starburst looking right there, you'll see that these spider bang lines off to the side, they represent your 30-degree carom line. If I take the 3-ball, I'm going to play it here for the side pocket, and then I'm going to place another ball into the corner pocket. And my objective is to set up from ball in hand the ability to pocket the 3-ball and make the 13-ball. What I'm going to do in this case, as I step back and hold the cue level, I'm going to use, with this right cut shot on the 3-ball and this left carom to the 13-ball, I'm going to use, to my view, this right tentacle coming off, and I'm going to actually hold it back, and I'm going to see it pointing directly until I see it reach the actual contact point on the 3-ball that I would aim at to pocket the ball directly. Once I see it touching that point, I'm going to turn the cue until the left side tentacle arm is actually pointing into the direction that I'm looking at. Then the center line of the cue coming straight down tells me precisely where I want to put my cue ball. From that point, I can now shoot the 3-ball into the side pocket, knowing full well that I've made the perfect carom right into the side pocket. Thank you, everyone. If you have to make this 5-ball, and you want to look to see if it's going to scratch, and your cue ball is sitting here as opposed to you placing it with ball in hand. At this point, once again, I use the right tentacle line to look exactly at the contact point on the 5-ball. So this is the direction I'm looking at. This right tentacle, it's touching that point as I see it. From that point, I see it. I see the center line spearing straight through the cue ball. So as I see, the cue is level. I see the tentacle line. I then look off the left tentacle, and it shows me precisely that my cue ball is going to come right here. Now this could become a handy piece of information for a number of reasons. First of all, I might have this little cluster of balls here, and my 1 ball is tied up with these 2 strike balls, and just maybe I have to break that cluster up in order to continue shooting the run out. So the first thing I can see from this point is, that looks great. Right now, it's in line for breaking up that cluster. So I'm going to take a shot at this 5-ball. I'm just going to put 2 tips atop to let the cue ball roll. It's going to come off, and it breaks out my cluster, and that's what I'm looking for. So this 30-degree line is going to give you the ability to either proceed with ball in hand or with a natural roll. What is the natural cue ball path going to be after contact or collision with your object ball? Now here we have another scenario with your M1A1 looking directly at the cross lines, and I have a 90-degree angle, and this indicator is going to show me whether or not I have the ability to hit a ball with 0 spin and where it's going to go at 90 degrees. So I take that center line, I'll look directly up through the object ball to the pocket, and the side line is going to show me, that white line, it's going to show me exactly the direction in which that ball is going to travel. So if I've got a 9 hanging right here in the pocket, just getting me excited, I can't really make a combination out of it, but I'd really like to carom off of it. My 30-degree roll is going to not make it, but it's really going to need 90 degrees because I can see from the measurement that it's going to go straight to the 9 ball. At this point, with 0 spin, that means I'm not going forward or backwards, but I'm going to skid right into that 1 ball. I should expect to see a 90-degree carom directly off this 1 ball and take that 9 ball out of there for you, and that's automatically going to give me the win of the game. So now you have your 30 degree, you have your 90 degree, and now here's where the excitement really starts.
I love the double time.
The black stripe on the M1A1 is identically the same size all the way down, which creates the illusion of that beautiful white mercata stripe that's running up the side on both sides. The size of that black measurement stripe line is in such a way so that as I hold this cue directly in front of me, I can actually see, as you can possibly from your view, you can actually see the white line on both sides. That represents to me the exact same lines that are on the pinstripes of my bracket. The center line is going to reveal to me the positioning for either my center pocket or my mirror pocket when I'm doing 1 or 2 rail kicking, and then my sidelines are going to be identifiable by the position of these white stripes on the side. Now in a case here where my opponent has set up a safety situation, and here I am on this 1 ball that's got to go into the corner pocket, and I'm stuck behind these 2 balls that are safing me, and I want to do a 1 rail kick in order to win the game. And of course the most common question everybody wants to answer is, well, where do you hit the rail when you have a 1 rail kick shot? Well, we all know that using my bank rail angle calculator, you're simply going to stand between the 2 lines here. You're going to raise it up until you see the 8 ball through the left line, the cue ball through the line on the right side, and then down the end of that line, you're going to see exactly where to make contact on the rail for putting this ball in the pocket. What I'm going to do with my M1A1, since I may not be able to use my bracket in competition, so I need to just keep it in my pocket, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to step to the center of the 2 balls. I have my 8 ball, I have my cue ball, and keep in mind that I have my center stripe, which is going to the pocket, and I can actually hold this cue pointing directly toward the pocket, which is actually the mirror of the ball that I'm coming across to make. Now these 2 white lines represent the lines that are going to go over the 8 ball and the cue ball. And there's actually a couple of different ways that you can decide you want to view this. One way, very simply, is to just stand from this position here in the middle, close one eye, and bring the cue perfectly straight up to yourself, hold it up close, and now I can simply see the left side and I can see the right side, the white line, and this is automatically going to give me the view that I want to be able to make my contact here on the rail. And so this gives me my parallel lines automatically on the view, so I could just go ahead and take the shot, put the 8 ball in the corner, and win the game. Thank you. The next thing I'm going to do is set up this 2 rail kick shot, and in doing so, once again, I'm using the white lines, which are my parallel lines, and my center line. The center line is going to go straight to the pocket. I'm going to see this first white line coming up over the 1 ball. I'm going to see the second white line coming up directly over the cue ball, and that's automatically going to show me my point of contact for the rail. As I apply my running English, as you know, is a formula, is 2 tips to the side and 1 tip up, and it's to the side that you're going to carom off the rail. So if it's a right side, you're going to use running English to the right. So I've got 2 tips over, 1 tip up. I'm going to bring the ball in, hit my 1 ball, and the beauty of that is now I don't owe you ball in hand. So I can actually read my 1 rail kicking and my 2 rail kicking right off of the handle. I can read my 30 degree and my 90 degrees right off of the handle. And this gives me great control for my kicking and my banking game. And by the way, the answer to the banking game is very simple. instead of using the cue ball as the kicking ball to the destination, I would just simply use the object ball to the destination, get the exact same measurements. As I see the measurements off the side on the white lines, it'll automatically give me the read to the rail, and then I can go ahead and fire the same bank shot just as I fired the kick shot. Okay, just remember to keep in mind if you have any ball spinning, that's going to affect the reaction coming off that rail.
I love right on layer. I love the double time.
So on the opposite side of the cue, what we're going to see here is from the winning ball aiming system, which you probably already have, you're using, or you've seen the video instruction on the back side, from the opposite side of all the bracket information, is going to be the winning ball aiming system lines. So the same thing that I'll do with step 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to be able to use in real time and play using the M1A1 butt handle. So from the left side of the cue ball being a left side cut, back to the center and to the edge. Now I'm looking from the center of the ball directly to the edge of the 3 ball, and you know this cut is excellent up to 70 degrees for any length on the table, and you have your winning ball aiming system line right on the back handle of your M1A1. So your bank rail angle calculator, which you already have, your winning ball aiming system, and then of course what I was referring to earlier with your Pro English trainer, which is giving you the opportunity to then utilize your XT shaft and be able to master all of your center ball training. So, I'm the drill instructor, Dominic Esposito. I want to thank you for joining me with my friends, and we just say great training and great shooting to you. God bless you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys.
Hello, righty, hello, right, no. Hello, righty, hello, right, no. Now lift your head and hold it high. Lift your head and hold it high. The best in battalion is a passing on by. The best in battalion is a passing on by.